It's live.
Awesome. Okay, so hi everyone. Thanks for the wait. This is the March add-on show and tell. Thanks for tuning in. We only have a couple of things on the agenda today, and I think most of them are going to be tells. But we're going to go kick today off with Sylvain. Sylvain, tell us about your demo.
It's more like a tell regarding the new project for April and May for the next 2 months. We have the community board of curators that is underway. We are trying to select and nominate extensions that could end up being nominated and recommended on AMO. That's something that the community was doing for a while now. In the past years, it was called the featured add-on boards, and it got slowly migrated to the new community board of curators. And that's what we are doing right now.
Nice. And Sylvain, are there any particular types of extensions that you're looking for to add to the recommended program?
Not right now. We just received the email from Scott yesterday. So we are looking this up right now, but most likely in the incoming weeks, we'll get more information regarding those extensions that could get up recommended. Yep.
Very nice. All right, does anyone have any questions about the recommended program or the recommended board?
I have actually one. I didn't saw any DevTools extension marked as recommended, and I feel that is because it's like a niche, like not every user needs DevTools extension. But that means also that none of the DevTools extension, all of DevTools extension has that banner that says this is not being checked, could be like not safe. Make sure that you trust the developer. And some of them are pretty like commonly used by developers and developed by trusted developers. So I was wondering if we are thinking about doing something about that. Maybe it's not like turning it into recommended, but market them as like safe.
Right. That's probably more a question for Scott. It could probably answer better these questions than me. I know that Scott's team got specific ways on how to measuring an add-on success and why it goes to recommended or not. But yeah, when extensions are for a niche, especially most of the time they don't get recommended. It's more for the general population of people using add-ons that we tend to put extensions into the recommended list. Maybe Caitlin can answer that better than for sure.
Yeah, I can answer that. So we decided that we weren't going to include them in the recommended program for the reasons that Sylvain just listed. Like, it's just not a general use case. But Scott is maintaining a collection of dev tools that he works with Harold on. So Harold's for folks who don't know, Harold's the product manager for Firefox DevTools. So they've kind of curated a collection that they can share with people. So we're not necessarily reviewing every single release of those extensions the way that we do with the recommended program. But in general, these are known developers that we trust that also provide great dev tools to the community. Let me see if I can dig up the collection of that so we can share it with folks.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you both.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I have a couple of shares. So the first one is last week when AMO updated, we updated the text for the extensions that are not in the recommended extensions program. We're still kind of trying to fine tune how the warning badge is displayed. So we're trying to balance the needs of helping our developer community succeed and also making sure that users are aware of the risks that they take on by installing extensions that haven't been reviewed. or that potentially haven't been reviewed. And because of, because we're trying to make sure that the queues for review don't go on for 6 months, and also maintain some sort of security. We have an auto review process where extensions can be reviewed at any time, but unfortunately we can't guarantee that every release of every extension on AMO has been reviewed. So our warning badge now reads, "This is not monitored for security through Mozilla's recommended extensions program. Make sure you trust it before installing." We think that this is a little bit more fine-tuned about what exactly we're warning for, and hopefully this will also make it easier for users to trust extensions that they've used for years, that are trustworthy actors, that are not part of the program yet. Any questions about that? I don't know why I just created a space there. Okay, awesome. I also wanted to share that one of our longtime contributors, Andre, he goes by Soapdog on Twitter, and I think that's also his GitHub handle. He posted a tutorial on how to build extensions. So I've linked to his tutorial here. You might want to check it out. Andre's also participated in our Build Your Own Extension campaign through the Mozilla Reps program in the past, and so he's brought the joy of extension development to other developers in his community. So thanks so much, Andre. And we really appreciate that you're holding build out tutorials and give other people the power to customize their browsers. Also, I really like the use of unicorn emojis. Philip recently blogged this week about more extensions being available on Firefox Preview. Philip, you're here. Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Sure. So yeah, we've been kind of looking into new ways to bring add-ons to the new Firefox for Android, currently called Firefox Preview. And part of the way we've been approaching that is to look within our recommended extensions program on which add-ons might fit well and for the use cases, which add-ons kind of provide a good mix of security and additional functionality for Android. The next batch, we initially started with uBlock Origin because ad blockers is something that a lot of people like and use, and it's also one of the top add-ons on the current Firefox for Android. And then we made a selection of additional ones that we just released recently. They're currently on Firefox Preview Nightly. They should be on the real Firefox Preview very soon now, since that's the channel we're going to be pushing for. I'd recommend to stay on that, but if you want to give it a quick peek, then you can check out the Nightly channel as well. I'm very excited to see some great add-ons in there that have also been around for a while. So I'm really happy to see what's coming there. We're of course looking for additional add-ons that we would add to this program. The focus right now is basically on add-ons that wouldn't require us to implement any new APIs. But since we've already made a good amount of progress by adding these few, that covers a whole lot of add-ons. So if you're a developer, stay tuned. We might get in touch with you and let you know that we'd like to see your add-on coming up soon.
Yay. Thanks, Philip.
Sure thing.
Are there any questions about extensions for the new Firefox for Android? Okay, very cool. And Philip, we're going to turn this over to you now again. Let me just stop my screen share so you can share.
Great. Yeah, this is really ad hoc. I didn't actually prepare any of this. So let's see how this works. Do you see this portion of my screen right now?
Yes.
With two browsers in it? Okay.
Looks beautiful.
Great. So yeah, while I was looking for APIs to support, just to make sure that I'm aware of what's supported on different platforms, I just created a quick add-on that would kind of enumerate all the objects within the browser or Chrome space and then display them on a simple page. Looks like I can't scroll when I'm sharing this portion of the screen. That sucks. One sec. Let me try this differently. I've never tried the partial share functionality in Zoom. This should be the right desktop. Okay, now you're probably seeing more than you need to, and lots of free space, but essentially right here we have two browsers running. I used the WebEx tool just to get these started. One is Chrome, one is Firefox. In case you didn't know, you can actually use WebEx run -t Chromium to test your add-on in Chrome as well. So it's a really good way to kind of test different browsers with one tool. It's really simple. It just kind of opens a page that shows you all the different categories, which ones are supported, which ones are not. There's a few in Firefox that are not supported. These are kind of incoming from Chrome that we never implemented, either because they didn't apply to Firefox or they weren't a priority. And on the other hand, Chrome doesn't have some of the APIs that we've added as Firefox to provide more functionality for developers. But some interesting things that came out of this okay, no, that's the wrong one. Capture. So Chrome implemented the page capture API, for example. And it looks like this is actually one of the APIs that's coming up for Manifest v3, the new format that Chrome is pushing. One of their tasks was to consolidate some of the different capture APIs available in different parts of the Web Extensions API. Like there's a capture tab API right here. And they moved a lot of things to dedicated page capture API. So it's interesting to see that this is already implemented in Chrome. It's probably not a high priority, but it would be something that we would be implementing on the path to Manifest v3. But it also showed some more specific APIs within web request, for example, that I was not aware of before and that I couldn't find on MDN that are implemented in Chrome and not on Firefox. And this obviously also runs on Phoenix that I unfortunately can't show you. But essentially, you can also use WebEx to run with the Firefox Android target and then select the specific device you want to test on. And that will allow you to see which APIs are currently supported on Firefox Preview. Great. I'll put that on GitHub at some point. I might have, but I'll look for the link. Check out the show and tell notes once I've done that, and if you want to give it a try. Hope it's useful.
I have 2 points, if no one else has.
Do it.
I was looking for page capture because that was making me curious, and according to Chrome docs, it seems to be there from Firefox 35. And if the docs is the right one, it's actually archiving the page in the AIM HTML format. So that is not something
interesting.
that we support. Well, that was
yeah, you're right.
The other thing is that this is very nice, and I was thinking that another way of using it that would be also pretty nice was like with some kind of GitHub actions, we could generate a page that shows in the various versions what is available and what is not, and keep an eye on it. In the Polyfill repo, we run on Chrome, some tests on Chrome and Firefox using WebDriver. So I think that we can achieve to do it and create like a GitHub page with the output that we get. That would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So just something to take in mind. That would be another development of this tool. Thank you.
Yep. For Firefox Preview, that was actually one of the things that it wasn't requested recently, like what APIs do we support? We should publish that somewhere. So having something like that would be amazing.
Definitely, I agree. If you look into that, I may join you at some point. So
Great.
let me know.
Definitely. I added the link to the extension in the notes. So if you want to give it a try there. And keep in mind the thing was kind of just hacked together for a specific purpose. So the code may be a little bit hacky.
No worry. It's like always like that. First version is hacky and you get the result and you polish. No worry.
Any other questions on that add-on or anything around APIs?
I'm excited to share this. That's all I got so far. Yeah, I was wondering, you know, when we were talking about like, oh, what additional features would developers be interested in building for a mobile first experience? I was like, oh, do we have like a list of APIs that we currently support so we can let people see and then be like, are we missing any? You know, what would you like to see that's not on this list?
Yep.
So this looks like this will be a really great tool for having those conversations. Very cool. Okay, so I think at this point I'll do a last call for demos. Anyone else have anything exciting that they'd like to share? Exciting, interesting, niche interests are welcome. Okay, very awesome. Well, thanks everybody for taking time out of your day to join us this morning or evening or time, wherever you are in the world. That's going to wrap it up for our March demos meeting. Hopefully I'm sorry, it's April. It's definitely April. What is time? Hopefully we'll see you for our May add-on show and tell. And until then, please stay healthy, stay inside, and take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks
so much, Caitlin.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.